Welcome back to Studio 122. I'm Cheney Mays, and here joining us today is Lieutenant Jason Bone from the University Police Department. Welcome.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about the day of Halloween for the police department?
Well, it's one of the busiest times of year that we have. Of course, lots of people out and about. Our main focus is usually going to be traffic safety on Halloween. So as you can imagine, we call out pretty much all the guys that are off duty and give them some good overtime pay.
I'm sure they enjoy that too. So what is your job on Halloween? Like, what do you do on Halloween?
Well, if I don't work patrol, I usually will stay at the office and we'll give out candy to the children.
Okay, so y'all have children come in?
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, it's as you can imagine, any place that is kind of deemed a safe place, like fire departments, police departments, churches, usually very popular on Halloween.
Oh, that's cool.
So we always try to buy a lot of candy, and sometimes out of our own pocket, but we want to make it safe for the kids.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, going to candy, you know, we hear all the myths about there was one person in Garland who bit into an apple one Halloween and there was a razor blade in it, and the Pop Rocks candy with the drugs. Are those myths? Or
those are pretty much myths. I've done a little bit of research. I have found that most of the time those that have been reported, they've been debunked pretty quickly. It was a hoax done on the part of the person calling the police for either for attention purposes or something else. So now, having said that, that doesn't mean don't inspect your kids' candy. You know, look it over anyway, because you know it might be the one time it's not a hoax.
How do you suggest that they, you know, if they see something weird, what would be weird on a package of candy?
Well, typically on candy, if it's been opened, you can tell it's been opened. Something doesn't quite look right with the wrapper, just put it in a bucket to the side, and when your kids aren't looking, throw it away. If you just throw it away in front of them, sometimes the younger ones will go dig that out because they think it's good candy. So just put it to the side, and when they're not around, throw it away.
Absolutely. All right. Well, as far as trick-or-treating goes, do you think it's still a safe world for kids to go on their own? Or?
Absolutely. Really what parents need to be worried about the most on trick-or-treat is traffic accidents. Child pedestrian fatalities double on Halloween. So the important thing to do is teach the kids crosswalk safety, stay with the children, and light them up. Give them a flashlight, give them some, you know, glow-in-the-dark necklaces. They all love that. Or just go out and buy some reflective tape and make sure that it's on their costume.
All right. And
if you're a driver, slow down.
Absolutely. Now, going with driving, you know, partying, drinking, drunk driving. Give us a little insight into that on Halloween in particular. On
Halloween, yes, among college students, we do tend to see a slight increase in drunk driving incidents because of all the parties that do happen. Just recommend, you know, get a designated driver. I wish Commerce was a big enough area to have Uber. You know, you could just, you know, use the app to get a ride, but we're not. But call a friend. There's usually somebody around that will take someone home.
You're all more than welcome to call me if you need a ride too on Halloween. Tell us a little bit about, you know, any other things we should be worried about on Halloween. You know, what's really scary?
Well, like I said, just mainly traffic is what you have to worry about the most. You know, there is also another myth out there that sex offenders are out on the prowl a lot on Halloween. I'm not saying they aren't, but at the same time, the statistics of child sexual assault cases don't show an increase on Halloween. But either way, you know, always play it safe. Don't just send the children off trick-or-treating by themselves. There was a study I read last Halloween, I think about 12% of parents actually have let their children ages 5 and under go by themselves trick-or-treating. That's not a very good idea. I don't think that sounds like a good idea to you either.
Absolutely not. No, not at all. Well, as many of you know, there's a new law that's been passed in Texas, Senate Bill 11, allowing CHL, you know, holders to openly carry on campus. We're going to go to the Liliana Vasquez's package, and she has more on that. So, can you tell us a little bit about what you think about that bill?
Well, first let me give a little bit of a rundown of what Senate Bill 11 allows. There's some misconceptions about it. There's a lot of confusion. People have confused that with the Texas open carry law. Two separate laws. Open carry goes into effect, actually January 1st, I believe, and that is you can carry a firearm openly if you are licensed in public. That, however, does not affect campus. That you still cannot carry your weapon on the campus. Now, the Campus Concealed Act, which is Senate Bill 11, does not go into effect until August 1st of this following year, this next year. And it will allow people that are already concealed handgun holders to carry the firearm in a building. It's important to remember you can already carry a firearm on campus if you're a concealed handgun holder. You just can't carry it in a building. So what is changing with the law is it will be allowed in buildings now.
Okay. Now let's go to Liliana Vasquez.
The new Texas law will permit individuals who have obtained a concealed handgun license, CHL, to carry their loaded concealed weapon in college and university buildings. So how exactly do students feel about this new law?
Honestly, I'm all for the Second Amendment and right to bear arms. The Campus Carry Act, I think it will actually deter people from acting out. Just because one crazy person might have a gun, there could be 100 sane people around that crazy person that have a gun as well.
I do fear that there are going to be some concerns dealing with students who aren't actually, to say like you said, they're not comfortable. They do have their fears. It's as simple as a student bending over to pick up their backpack and showing off their firearm. That's going to strike some fear in students who might not have ever seen a gun in real life. I'm praying that there's not going to be just a rise in just the overall usage, but I do feel as though this is going to give more people the opportunity and the advantage of being able to carry their firearm on campus in the classroom, and which could lead to the use of it.
Each college and university may determine certain sensitive areas and buildings where concealed weapons will continue to be prohibited. Those restrictions are yet to be determined. I'm Liliana Vasquez, Maine Media News.
Well, thank you so much, Lieutenant Bone, for being here with us today. I'm Cheney Mays with Studio 122, and we'll be back after this.